Alright, so just getting right into it. This is just a little bit of Clinique primer, spreading it all over my face, and then MAC Studio Fix foundation in NC20. I'm just using a damp beauty blender just to blend this all in. If you see a little head on my lap, it's because my baby was sitting in my lap. He just, he wanted to be part of it. So that's what that is. I am taking a little bit of Painterly Paint Pot and I'm smoothing a very, very thin layer with my finger on my lid and a little bit under my eyes. The less you use, the better as far as I'm concerned. A nice fat brush, because I want to pick up a lot of product, and I'm using my Naked Basics palette. This is the Naked Basics 1, I believe, and I'm just picking up the light color, which is very close to my skin tone. This middle color, right in the 5, it's the middle one, and I'm putting it all over my lid very liberally. I love this brush because it's not a lot of work. You just kind of smooth it over and it's right there. And this just helps my shadow just kind of blend, and that's what we wanted to do today. I really wanted everything to be very nice and blended. So as you can see, I'm just getting that shadow down so that I can move on to some colors. I'm using the lightest color on the inner corner just to give myself a little bit of highlight. I knew that what I was going to be doing was going to be very dark that day, so I wanted to start with a little lift and then I could put the darker shadows on. Really didn't know what I was going to do. I just kind of got started and started playing. So I added this mid-tone brown from the same palette and I just buffed a little into my crease. Picking up this blue palette that I just put up, I'm picking up the second to lightest blue. You can see it right there. It's like a periwinkle. It's a beautiful color, and I'm picking the color up with the flat side of my MAC 217, which is the same color that I used to blend into the crease. And I did that because I really want this kind of light brown and this blue to blend. I want there to be separation, but I want it to be a seamless blend. As you can see, I'm just kind of going back and forth with the mid-tone brown and then the periwinkle blue, and I'm just kind of doing a dance of blending and adding and blending and adding. So now I'm taking this lightest blue. It almost looks white, but there's a slight blue to it, and I'm putting that over the highlighter just to add a little more light, and then you've got like a brown to blue to even lighter blue. I just want it to blend in. And then I'm just going back to the clean brush for the crease, and I'm just buffing. And what it is just a lot of buffing, a lot of blending, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and just kind of finding that level that you like. So this is probably a look that you would do if you had a lot of time on your hands. This is not a 5-minute get out the door kind of look. Anytime you're using like bright colors, that's usually not the case unless you have it down to a science. But because I was just playing, I just wanted to kind of start the blues and then add a little brown and then just go from there. And it's just a lot of buffing and blending and back and forth, and I'm adding a little more color to that outer corner because I want there to be a little more depth, and then I go back and I blend it in, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of the story here, and I'm only going to show one eye with the makeup because it's the same on both sides. Okay, so now I've got a skinny brush and I'm just brushing a little bit of the dark brown eyeshadow on the top lash line and a little bit underneath. And I do the brush, I'm using the shadow dry, not wet, in which I would get a sharper line. I just want to get a little shadow because I am going to be using a gel liner for a really sharp effect. So now I have the gel liner and I wanted something very dramatic, so I'm starting a wing and I'm going to draw kind of like the entire rim of the eye. And I apologize if I look kind of pissed off in this video. I was just like one of those days, like my 3-year-old was just not cooperating, screaming, crying. I think he was very tired and I really wanted to do a video, so I was just trying to work with what I got. So again, just kind of blending. You can kind of see what is happening. It wasn't at the point that I wanted it there yet, but I just kind of wanted to see where we are. So now a MAC 239, which is a sharper, smaller, tapered brush, and I really get into that crease because the way my eyelids are shaped, I really have this very strong brow bone and this lid, obviously underneath it, but I try to make the most of it and just really, if I have a deep set eye, I'm gonna really, really buff that shadow into the crease so it's like really like full on, you know, embrace what you have, that's what I say. And now I'm going back with the gel liner and a skinny brush, and I am just drawing all over like a very 60s kind of wing, but because I'm using so much black and these colors and stuff like that, it's kind of like a little bit kind of like heroin chic, a little punky, I don't really know. When I first did the video, I literally was like, I hate this, what did I do? But then I took like a week or so and I came back to it and I was like, you know what, I think I'm gonna put that up. I think that's kind of fun. So, you know, you never really know. Like sometimes you do your makeup and it's not what you're in the mood for on that day, but you go back to it and you're like, oh, okay. So now I'm just kind of being a perfectionist. I'm just going over with a very skinny black liner brush and kind of filling in the gaps. And then again, more buffing, more blending, more buffing, more blending, and so on and so forth. So, that's pretty much the effect. So I've moved on to the brows, just a little bit of MAC Lingering Brow Pencil, because if you're gonna have such a strong eye look, I really think that you need some full-on brows, which I don't have naturally, so I had to fill those in. So I'm just drawing that brow kind of to frame the eyelid, so I'm bringing that brow almost out to where the wing goes. And then I'm taking that skinny brush again, this is the MAC 239, and I'm just doing a little bit of liner underneath just to shade it out a little bit. All right, moving on to concealer. This is the Graftobian High Definition Makeup that I also use as a concealer, and this is gonna kind of make everything look nice and clean and just look, you know, much, much better. And as you can see, both eyes are now done. So I'm just concealing everywhere I need it, which is pretty much all over. And this is a Sephora brush that I really like. It's kind of got like a pointy end, and it's great for getting under the eyes and around the nose and all the little spots that you need a little concealing. And then I am just blending it in with my foundation brush, a little more concealer, a little more blending. This is the HD foundation that I'm using as a concealer, so you can kind of put all over your face as needed. So it's a very like full coverage makeup. Not your everyday look probably, but something when you want to, you know, like really step it up a notch and you're not afraid to put on a lot of makeup. And now I'm really getting serious. I'm taking black eyeliner. This is MAC Feline, which is like a very creamy black, and I'm putting it in my waterline because I want my eyes to be like rimmed, like severe black. My husband thought I looked like a crazy like high school student that rims their eyes in black, but that's okay. So I put the black in the waterline, and then so that it stays, I take a little bit of a dark shadow like a black or a dark, dark blue, and that skinny 239 brush, and then I'm going to blend it all in. So if you do the black liner on its own, it tends to move a little bit. Like these liners, they're really made for smudging. So I take a little bit of shadow and I kind of smudge it out. So it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be very smudgy and smoky, but as you can see, it kind of rims everything. And then what I do is I take the bottom lash line and I kind of draw it up so it connects to the wing on the top lash line. And I just do that with a little bit of shadow, as you can see. And then cleaning underneath because I want the line to be nice and neat. So it's a lot of back and forth on this look, like I said. All right, next thing you need is lots of mascara. This could even be a look that you could wear fake lashes for. I just think that I wasn't really in the mood to put the fake lashes on, but definitely when you have such heavy eye makeup, it looks nice when you put those lashes on. It kind of like gives you a little extra lift. All right, so zooming out, I'm powdering my skin. It's starting to come together. I'm liking the blues and the browns. I went through like a major navy blue phase for a while. And then I kind of got out of it, but that's why I had bought that beautiful palette, so it's nice to be able to use it again. So I'm just bronzing up with a little cream bronzer, and that's why I'm making a funny face, just because I want to see my bone structure so I can get under the cheekbones and just kind of blend it out. And then I am taking a cream blush, which also adds like a nice soft effect, and I just take that same brush that I used for my bronzer, and I put it on my cheeks with the green blush, so you can see. What I'm doing now is just a little bit of lip primer. So I'm lining my lips, and this is when I really think I took a wrong turn. I really liked everything, and then the lip color, I really took a wrong turn. So this is MAC Cork. Let me know what you think. I think something lighter would have been way better, but then I just didn't feel like taking it off and doing it again. So I'm like, all right, let's just go with it. It's